Welcome to Uke Like the Pros. I'm Terry Carter. Whoa, I am wearing my Rock Like the Pros shirt because this one actually is a little bit about my start in music, the night that changed it all, which actually was focused around guitar, not ukulele, or even this 6-string Aimakalani Koaloha that I'm playing right here. By the way, if you want one of these, store.ukelikethepros.com. All right, but first of all, thanks for being here. I'm Terry Carter, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell notification. This is part of a vlog series that I have, and it goes hand in hand with my blog. If you haven't been over there yet, you have to check it out, blog.ukelikethepros.com. All right, so we're going to go back a little bit. I'm going to date myself a little bit. Imagine this. Terry Carter, a freshman in high school. I mean, I was put in school really young. So there was part of the freshman year I was actually 14. 14. If you remember, I just started playing guitar at that time. But this night that happened, it was actually the summer after my freshman year. And I remember this clearly because my friend Jason Withrow, I'm going to call him out right here. Still one of my best friends in the world. I talk to him, text him. We text every day. But anyway, he got his driver's license my freshman year in high school. And I was like, what? I was like 2 years away from getting my driver's license. So I remember it very clearly. And if any of my friends, my team fodder watching this, remember he used to have this blue Chevy S10. And I don't know if you know this Chevy S10 back then. This is the late 80s. I'll give you the exact year here in a second. But all it was like the cab and then the bed in the back, right? The truck bed. Like there was no extra seat. There was no anything. And it was so funny because the space between the seat and the back was only like this big. And just checking, make sure everything's rolling. All right. He had these two 15-inch speakers jammed back there, right? And he would play this music, right? He loved like hip hop, rap music. And he would play it and it would be so loud. Like you would literally hear him down the street. And like if you were in it, like the whole car was shaking and vibrating. It was so loud. So anyway, I'm going to tell you about the night that he picked me up. That's going to change my life here. And probably why I'm sitting here right now. But let me do a little playing break here. I was playing that because that's my girl. And I actually just did the tutorial for my girl. So anyway, you can check that out here on the channel. All right, back to our story. So we got invited to a party by Jason's sister. And Jason's sister was a little older than us. She was out of high school already, so probably 4 or 5 years. Now, when you're a kid, when you're 15 years old, 4 or 5 years is like an eternity. But I was always a little intimidated by Jason's sister, Heather, because when I go to Jason's house, like she was there sometimes, but she never interacted with us. I mean, we were just the young punk kids, right? So, but always she was like, considered cool at the time. So anyway, we got invited to this party, or I don't know what happened. I was told I was going to this party, and we're going to hang out with these Heather and her friends. So all right, pretty cool, right? So it was. I remember I was telling you it was the late 80s. So it was 1988. You can believe that. Some of you at least, may not have been born yet. Some of you may remember it a little bit more clearly. Anyway, Jason comes and picks me up. Remember, there's no cell phones back then. There's no cell phones, there's no texting or anything like that. When you got there, you either had to go get out of your car, go knock on the door, which he probably did. He might have just honked too, and I went out and met him. But he had a good relationship with my parents. He might have come in. I don't remember specifically, but I do remember the speakers being loud when he came down to my little cul-de-sac. So anyway, we drive up to this party. It's literally like a couple blocks over my house. We probably could have walked. I don't even know why we drove, but driving was such a cool thing back then when you first get your driver's license. So we go to this party, and we go in, and remember, this is the night. This is what's going to happen here. What's about to happen here changes my life. Right? So, again, thanks for being here. and make sure you hit that like button if you're digging what we're doing. Anyway, we go to this party. There's like, I don't even know. I'm going to say 20 people. Maybe it's 15. But they're all the older kids, the cool kids, and it's me and Jason, these little 15, 16-year-old kids. And we're just kind of hanging out. We're, just, I don't even know what we're doing. We're just listening to people. I guess we're in conversations, but I was, like Jason and I were pretty confident kids. We were athletes. We were baseball players. Like we weren't shy. We weren't nervous to be there. We were just like, it was just kind of a cool feeling to be there with the people. But before I tell you what's about to happen, remember, I was playing guitar at the time, but I think I had just basically started. So I was a little shy about my guitar playing. My friends knew I played, and I wanted to hear me when I played whenever they came over, but I wasn't like outgoing and always just had my guitar and playing it for everybody. So I wasn't that kind of kid, at least not at that point in my life. So we go there. What was I thinking? I was thinking something. We go to this party, and everything's going cool, and then it happens, like the event that is literally going to change my life forever. I'll tell you that in just 1 second. How amazing does this sound right here? Don't forget, if you want one of the Ima Kalani's, ukelikethepros.com. Nope, that's my instructional site, store.ukelikethepros.com. If you want to learn how to play this thing, that's where you're going to check out my ukelikethepros.com and come be a part of the Ukulele Pros Nation. All right, are you ready? All right, so here it is. The party's going on. Everything's fine. Now, at the time, I never really drank. Of course, I was a kid, so no reason for me. Maybe I had a sip of beer once in a while. I don't know. Can't remember. But I do remember this. There was a bottle of Southern Comfort, and I don't remember if it was a shot or a mixed drink. I don't know. But I probably had like one. I probably had one, maybe two. All I know is that the next day I felt terrible, and I vowed never to touch Southern Comfort again. And I will say this. I did uphold my promise to myself. I've never touched that Southern Comfort before. Since then, again, never have. I don't know. What do you think? But anyway, so we do this, and all of a sudden, these two guys grab their guitars, grab their acoustic guitars, they jump up on the counter, they're sitting there, and they just start jamming. All right, when they start playing together, they're playing like all the songs, like all the bands that I'm into, the classic rock stuff, the Eagles and Zeppelin, Doors, you name it. They're playing it, right? They're playing, they're singing. I see the people there. They're like totally into it. They're singing, they're moving, they're dancing. They're having a great time. Like that music just lifted up that party. And I was literally memorized. I was sitting there, and remember, at that point in my life, that would be like the farthest thing I would be able to do, right? Because I didn't even know a lot of those songs. I loved listening to them, and maybe I was learning some of them, but I didn't know the songs that I could play it like that. So I'm looking at it. I'm just like, if I could one day, like this is my goal back then. If I could just one day be at a party and grab a guitar and just play songs and make people happy and play and sing and have a good time, like that's my goal. Like that's it. They were just the coolest dudes ever, sitting up there playing, and I got to hear, and that night, that was a vow I made. Not the Southern Comfort vow. Forget about that. But if I could do that, that would be incredible. And so what's funny is that my path, it still took me a few years before I actually like really dove into music and decided that was my thing. But years later, I remember this situation, but I was at a party, and I was playing. I don't know, someone handed me a guitar. We took our guitars, I don't remember, but I was sitting at the party, I was playing, and I remembered that night, and I was sitting there playing and singing, and the people were loving and having a great time because of the music I was playing, and it was just it was surreal, because that experience that I had when I was a kid, years later, like there was. I was doing what I had really promised to do, and that night really changed my life, because I just thought those guys were so cool up there playing and singing. So what was your What was your changing moment? What was your moment that made you decide you're going to play the ukulele, you're going to play the guitar, you're going to play whatever it is, you're going to sing? What was that moment? Do you remember? If you don't mind sharing, put a comment below. We'd love to hear what your experience is. So anyway, that's it. That's it. And here I am now, sitting here doing this video for you. So living the dream, as they say. But anyway, I appreciate it. Don't forget, check out blog.ukelikethepros.com. Thanks for subscribing and smashing that like button and all the comments and all the interaction we have right here. So anyway, be safe, take care of one another, and we'll see you next time.